Imagine waking up to the gentle glow of morning light streaming through your window. The world outside is stirring, but inside you feel that familiar tug of inertia, a quiet resistance whispering, "Not today." Maybe it's the weight of yesterday's unfinished tasks or the endless scroll of notifications waiting on your phone. In these moments, motivation feels like a rare visitor, unpredictable and fleeting. Yet, life keeps moving, and your goals, those quiet promises you've made to yourself, still call out, waiting for you to answer. We live in a world that celebrates hustle and passion, where the loudest voices insist that motivation is the secret to success. But what happens on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found? How do you keep moving forward when inspiration runs dry? Today, let's explore 5 essential lessons for building sustainable productivity, so you can act, grow, and thrive, even when motivation is in short supply. First, let's look at the difference between chasing motivation and building momentum. When you rely on motivation alone, it's like waiting for the wind to fill your sails before you set out to sea. Some days the breeze is strong and you surge ahead. Other days the air is still and you're left drifting, frustrated by your own inertia. This cycle of surging forward and stalling out can leave you doubting your own abilities. But what if you could move forward even when the wind is calm? What if you could build a vessel that moves steadily, powered by something deeper than fleeting inspiration? Try this. The next time you feel stuck, take one small, almost effortless action, like opening your notebook or clearing a single item from your desk. Notice how even the smallest movement can create a ripple, nudging you gently into motion. Now, let's explore the nature of motivation itself. Motivation comes and goes. Sometimes it's the promise of a reward, other times it's the quiet satisfaction of doing something that matters to you. But both are like weather patterns. They shift with your mood, your environment, even the time of day. It's easy to believe you need to feel a certain way before you can act, but feelings are just one part of the equation. They ebb and flow, but your actions can remain steady. Here's something you can try. When you notice your motivation fading, pause and simply name what you're feeling. I'm tired, or I'm restless. Imagine these feelings as passing clouds, real but temporary. You don't have to wait for them to clear before you take your next step. If you're finding these ideas helpful, consider subscribing for more insights on building a life of purpose and resilience. Your journey matters, and you're not alone in it. Another important lesson is breaking the cycle of burnout. When you tie your productivity to motivation and willpower, it's like running a marathon on a single tank of gas. You push harder, hoping sheer effort will carry you through. But eventually, the fuel runs out, and you're left stranded, tired, discouraged, and wondering where you went wrong. This cycle is common, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Growth often means facing discomfort, stumbling, and learning to rise again. A simple way to break this cycle is to shift your focus from how you feel to what you can do right now. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, start with what's in front of you. Even 5 minutes of focused effort, like reading a single page or writing one sentence, can create a ripple effect, making the next step easier. Let's turn to a practical framework for acting beyond motivation. The diffuse method. First, distinguish between your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Imagine standing at a busy intersection, watching cars pass by. Your thoughts and emotions are like those cars, sometimes loud, sometimes distracting, but you don't have to chase after them. You can notice them, let them pass, and choose your next move with intention. You might begin by simply naming what you're feeling. I'm anxious, or I'm unmotivated, and then asking yourself, what's one small thing I can do anyway? This gentle separation creates space for deliberate action. Next, try acting as if. Even if you don't feel motivated, you can step into the role of someone who does. It's like slipping on a costume before stepping onto a stage. You don't have to believe it fully. Just start with the motions. Open your laptop, set a timer for 10 minutes, or tidy your workspace. These small acts can spark a shift inside you, turning inertia into momentum. Another key lesson is to gradually extend your focus. Think of it like training a muscle. Start with short bursts of effort, then slowly increase the duration as you grow stronger. Set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes and give your full attention to the task at hand. When the timer ends, acknowledge your effort, no matter how small. Over time, you'll find it easier to sustain focus, even when motivation is low. Finally, shape your environment to support your goals. Distractions are everywhere: buzzing phones, cluttered desks, the endless lure of social media. Each one is a pebble in your shoe, making the journey harder than it needs to be. Take a moment to clear your space. Put away anything you don't need for your next task, silence unnecessary notifications, or use an app blocker for the next hour. These small adjustments can make a world of difference, reducing the friction between you and your next step. As you reflect on these 5 lessons, building momentum, observing your feelings, breaking the burnout cycle, acting beyond motivation, and shaping your environment, remember, sustainable productivity isn't about waiting for the perfect wave of motivation. It's about building systems and habits that carry you forward even when the waters are calm. Growth is rarely comfortable, but it's always possible. Every small step you take, no matter how ordinary, adds up to something extraordinary over time. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support helps this community grow, and together we can keep exploring what it means to live with purpose and resilience. Before you go, consider this: the journey of personal growth is never linear. There will be days of doubt, moments of clarity, and everything in between. What matters is not how often you feel motivated, but how consistently you show up for yourself. In the next chapter, we'll dive even deeper into the art of building habits that last, and the wisdom that comes from embracing both struggle and progress. I'd love to hear from you. What's one small change you're making to support your own growth? Share your thoughts, experiences, or questions in the comments below. Your story might be the spark that inspires someone else. Thank you for being here, and remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory worth celebrating.